Nothing you have ever seen was happening when you saw it. Not one thing. Look at the light in the room around you, the window, the lamp, the screen in front of your face. All of it is already old. You have probably heard that the night sky is full of dead stars. That is backwards. Almost every star you can see is still burning right now. So what is actually arriving in your eye? Light carries a delay, and the delay is not the same for any two things you see. The answer starts in your own room, 8 minutes from here. It ends 100,000 years inside a star. Follow one beam of light. Watch how far back it reaches. You have probably looked up on a clear night and felt something you could not name. A sense that the sky is a picture of right now. It is not. Every point of light in it left home at a different moment, traveled a different distance, and arrived here together by accident. Most people meet this idea and reach for something sad. Ghosts, ruins, a sky full of things that are already gone. The physics says something warmer and stranger. Think of the sky as a mailbox. Everything in it was sent. Nothing in it is live. And almost every sender is still out there, still writing. Start with the nearest star, the one you have felt on your skin every day of your life. Sunlight takes about 8 minutes and 20 seconds to cross from the sun's surface to your eye. The exact figure is 499 seconds, from dividing the distance to the sun by the speed of light. It shifts by a few seconds through the year, because your orbit is not a perfect circle. In January, you are closer. In July, you are further. The light arrives a little sooner, then a little later. Hold out your hand in daylight. The warmth landing on it left home before you decided to hold it there. That is a strange thing to sit with. If the sun stopped existing this second, you would not know. You would feel warm for 8 more minutes. The sky would stay blue. Everything would look completely normal, and it would already be over. Here is what most people miss. 8 minutes is not the long part of that journey. It is the short part. It is the last easy sprint at the end of something enormous. But that comes later. For now, hold on to the number. 8 minutes is the smallest delay in your entire sky. Nothing you can see is fresher than that. Now step outside at night and the delays stretch. The moon is 1 1/3 seconds away. You are seeing it as it was while you took a breath. Alpha Centauri, the nearest star system to ours, is about 4 1/3 light years out. The light touching your eye from there left around the time a 4-year-old was born. Betelgeuse, the red shoulder of Orion, sits somewhere between 500 and 700 light years away. Nobody has pinned it down exactly. Its light left before Shakespeare wrote a single line. And then there is the faint smudge near the W of Cassiopeia, if your sky is dark enough to find it. That is Andromeda, another galaxy, 2.5 million light years away. Its light left before your species existed. Here's the part that is hard to hold. All of that arrives at once. One glance, 5 different pasts, stacked on the same patch of your retina, sorted into a single picture your brain calls the sky. It is not a photograph. It is a pile of letters that reach the same doorstep on the same evening, posted centuries and millions of years apart. Your eye cannot tell them apart. It has no way to. Depth in time looks exactly like depth in distance, and both of them look like dots, which is where the story you have been told goes wrong. So, are you looking at dead stars? Almost never. And the reason is arithmetic, not luck. Every star you can see without a telescope lives inside our own galaxy. The catalog astronomers use for them, the Yale Bright Star Catalog, holds 9,110 entries. That is everything down to the faint edge of what an unaided eye can pick up. Not one of them is in another galaxy. Most sit within about 1,000 light years of you. The most extreme, the enormous bright ones, reach a few thousand. So the light you are seeing is at most a few thousand years old. The strange part is that the myth is not slightly wrong. It is off by a factor of thousands. Now hold that against how long a star lives. The heaviest, hottest stars burn out in a few million years. Ordinary ones last billions. Small ones will outlive the current age of the universe several times over. There is the whole answer. The delay is measured in centuries. The lifespan is measured in millions to billions of years. For a star to die while its light was still crossing to you, it would have to happen inside a window thousands of times narrower than its own life. Astronomers put the odds roughly like this. Among naked-eye stars, about one dies every 10,000 years. That is an estimate, not a timetable, and it should be held loosely. But the scale of it is right, which means something like this. Across all of recorded human history, perhaps one star in the visible sky has gone out. Every pyramid, every empire, every person who ever stood outside and looked up, one. In your entire lifetime? Almost certainly none. The haunting part is not that the sky is full of ghosts. It is that the sky is full of things still burning, and you are simply seeing the older male first. Now back to the sun, and the thing that has been waiting since the first minute. You have been following one beam of light. That beam needs a correction. The particle of light that reaches your eye was made at the sun's surface, moments before it left. It is new. The strange part is what it is carrying. Deep in the core, hydrogen fuses into helium and releases a burst of energy. That energy then has to get out. And the inside of the sun is not empty. It is plasma so dense it makes lead look like fog. So the energy travels about 9/10 of a millimeter, less than the thickness of 2 credit cards stacked together. Then it slams into something, is absorbed, and is thrown back out in a completely random direction. Then it does that again. And again. On the order of 10,000 billion times. Half of those throws send it back toward the center. It makes progress the way you would cross a room by flipping a coin for every step. Working from a solar model, one calculation puts the crawl out of the sun at around 170,000 years. Other credible estimates run as low as 10,000. Nobody has measured it. It depends on assumptions about how the inside of the sun is packed. So the light on your skin is 8 minutes old. The energy carrying it started moving before your species had a name. It is not one traveler making a long journey. It is a relay run by 10,000 billion runners, handing the same parcel forward in the dark. So there is no single answer to how old the light in your eye is. There are layers. 8 minutes from the sun's surface, tens of thousands of years from its core, 4 years from the nearest star, centuries from Betelgeuse, millions from Andromeda, all of it landing on you at the same instant. And there are honest edges. A few stars are far enough away and heavy enough to be real question marks. Eta Carinae, around 7,500 light-years out. Betelgeuse, whose distance we still cannot fix precisely. Either could already be gone. We do not know. And we cannot know not because nobody has checked, but because the news has not arrived. That is not a gap in the science. That is the shape of the situation. The only way to find out is to wait for the light. So look up tonight. Let your eyes adjust. Every point of light up there is almost certainly still burning at this exact moment. You are not looking at a graveyard. You are receiving mail. If you want more videos like this, subscribe now. There is a lot more buried in the small questions about a very large universe.